5, David Gibbons. Number 13, Chris Bibb.
By design, and just kind of happened that way. This one features the two teams that won yesterday. And again, not by design. It just wound up that way. Coyotes and Jets, both 3-1 coming in, both victorious in the opening day of play. Ready to battle it out here at the hangar in Americus. Taking a look at the gentleman who will be on the floor first. Coyotes have got Price, Williams, Giddens, Bibbs, and Ndiaye. Meanwhile, on the other side of the floor for South Georgia Tech, Foreman, Williams, Mamadou, Johnson, and Ahmad. And there you have it, the 10 gentlemen who will be on the floor to begin this one. As we get your basketball underway. And welcome aboard, whether you are watching online at JockJive.com or whether you are watching on our YouTube channel. Thanks so much for doing so. We're not picky. We don't care where you watch the game. We're just glad to have you on the other end of the broadcast. And throughout this one, we will take a look at junior college football scores. Today is a huge day in junior college football. You got 1 and 2 playing each other. You got the Mississippi playoffs underway. You got the Texas playoffs underway. So we'll mix some football in with basketball. As the opening tip is controlled by the Jets. Johnson flips it over to Williams. Williams had a big half when we were here on Monday against Tallahassee Community College. Johnson putting up the jumper from the stripe, just a little bit short. Loose ball retrieved by Giddens. Fed down low to Williams. And Williams for a pair. And the opening points in this one belongs to the visitors out of Alabama. 1 year ago, they were Coastal Alabama South Sun Chiefs. They are now Coastal Alabama South Coyotes. A lot of changes with the Coastals and with the ACCC. And the ACCC is now some Division I, some Division II programs. Unless, of course, you're playing volleyball, and then it's all Division II. Off the glass for Josh Price. Board snagged by Mamadou, given over to Johnson. And it's Williams. And he got tripped up a little bit. That was compliments unintentionally of Chris Bibbs. And Bibbs will be guilty of the foul, his first of the game. Put in play from underneath the hoop by Williams. Eventually into the corner to Johnson. 3 ball is no good. Very early 2-zip game. And that is Sheldon Williams, who says, yeah, I'm a big fella, got an inside game, got an outside one too. And South jumping out at the 5-zip lead early. Williams to the elbow, gives over to Johnson. Foreman feeding it to Mamadou. Down low off Williams and out of bounds. Coyotes with the basketball back. Both teams coming in with 3-1 marks. That is Ahmad. Misfires and the rebound is snagged by Bibbs. Jumper on the other end of the floor. The 3-pointer won't drop for Giddens. And it is Johnson with the back over to Williams. Works his way into the paint. Sat on the rim, comes out, got the look, couldn't get it to fall. 2.5 minutes in, and the Jets still looking for their first points of the game. by the way, at halftime, as Sheldon Williams will bring it inside. A conversation with the head coach, Chris Malure, of these Jets of South Georgia Tech. Over to Williams, got it at the timeline on the left side. Back over to Ahmad, puts up the 2, drops it in. I mentioned we were here on Monday against Tallahassee. He was the guy that cranked up the scoring for South Georgia Tech. Had to come out of the game early because of foul trouble, but he's the guy that started it then. He's the guy that starts it now. Price feeding into Williams. Williams wants another 3, an air ball. Tip back onto the floor, and again, but into the hands of Ahmad. Brings it to the paint, goes out front to Johnson. Stepping behind the line, Foreman, 3 no good. Mamadou's got it. Short, Ahmad with it. How about another try? This one good, and Ahmad will get fouled as well. And Ahmad at the stripe with an opportunity to make it a 2-point game. Here comes Ryan Dujusa in for South Georgia Tech as Mamadou comes out. Giddens will exit for Coastal South, and Ricky Levette is in. The Hangar in Americus, Georgia. 3 games on a Saturday. It's the middle game of the 3. First one saw Florida Southwestern knock off East Georgia State, 87-56. Able to come back and get it was Price, and then it's stolen away by Johnson. Feeds over to Ahmad. His 3 ball just a little bit short. Put back by Williams. Not there, but the follow-up from Foreman is. Coastal South scoring early. South Georgia Tech late. Knotted up at 7. And I think the indication that a foul was committed. But he held up 2-0. Maybe that was what the shot clock needed to be on. That probably makes more sense because I don't see a 2-0 for Coastal South on the floor. The Juicer with a miss. The rebound belongs to Lovett. Over to Price, and Price will bring it down for the Coyotes. Backcourt, South Georgia Tech's got it with an opportunity to claim their first lead of the first half. Seven apiece game, checking into the lineup. Gerkobe Christopher. And the sidelines will go Price for the Coyotes. Deontay Williams directing a little traffic as he makes his way to the top of the key, then to the left side. This one will rattle in for Deontay. And the Jets with their first lead of the game. Tip tie to the air and the steal. Foreman's got it. Over it goes to the Juicer. Foreman into the corner to Ahmad. And Ahmad knocking down the 3. Well, we are integrated into the scoreboard on the other side of the floor, and I think we had to do a little catch-up. Looked like we had it stuck for a bit, but I think maybe all that data has traveled to the cloud and back down here to Americus, and we're accurate with 14:08 to play in the half in a 12-10 game. Driving it down low off the glass. That is Deontay Williams, and he will draw the foul as well. In Georgia, we observe the media timeout. And that's what we've got at the 14:02 mark in a 4-point contest.
Foul is on number
14:02 left to play in the first half. Justin Evans stepping onto the floor for the first time for South Georgia Tech. Meanwhile, Deontay Williams will go to the stripe and try to cap off a 3-point play opportunity. Halftime, we talk with Chris Ballauer. And after this one wraps up, we get you some ladies basketball. Chad Valley taking on South Georgia Tech. In the final of 3 games, Williams extending the lead to 5. Over it goes to Maf Nadaye, and he is bumped from the backside by Daryl Bod, who has checked into the game.
Daryl Bond gets first.
Well, I thought he capped off the 3-point play. Did my eyes to see? Oh, there we go. The point now posted on the board here in the arena. Hey, when you got aged eyes, you're never sure. You start questioning. Rebound by Christopher. Turn around and put back good. Williams off the glass for 2 more. Lob to the other end of the floor and an easy lay-in for a pair of points from Ricky Levant. Evans working it to the jet end of the floor, banks it off the glass. Nearly stolen away instead. A little too strong with the toss into the corner to Nadaye, able to track it down though. And leaning in is Christopher. He'll draw the foul.
Foul on number 2, Deontay Williams. His first, 15 seconds.
That is the first foul on Williams. And it's got Christopher at the stripe. Has a couple of points in the ball game, looking for 2 more. Makes the first of 2. This is a 58% free throw shooting team. Neither of these teams early, and of course we are very early, and the numbers can skew one way or the other based on a very good or very bad day. But neither one of these teams shooting particularly well from the stripe, both in the 50-ish range. Foul committed as Harley Kent checks into the ball game. Non-shooting, Williams puts it in play to DeJusa. Back over it goes to Williams. Fires into the corner, Evans rimming the 3 in and out. DeJusa the put back good. Out front it goes to Nadaye. Air ball on the 3. One on the foul. Said he was knocked down by Bod, but no foul coming. And South Georgia Tech will have the basketball back. 12:19 to play. Half number 1. Williams getting a breather. Ahmad now will bring it in from the baseline. DeJusa backing his way down, gives it over to Kent. He'll put up the 3 ball. Too strong. Evans tips it to himself, then tips it out of bounds. Coyotes with the basketball, 12:04 left in half number 1. Well, we got this combination of a couple of teams that we cover often during the season. Home games for Coastal South, home games for South Georgia Tech. And as a matter of fact, I'm in the process of pulling up my Google Calendar. I know we got a game on Monday, and I know it involves a Coastal team. And a lob, but able to drop it in. Seven-point Jet lead. It is Coastal North basketball on Monday. Doubleheader, Delgado and Coastal Alabama North. I think that's the Dolphins and the Coyotes. And Kent will dribble it out of bounds, but off of David Giddens. So that's another set of Coyotes. That's the D2 version of the Coyotes on Monday. Into the corner to Evans. He'll turn around, shoot, short. Hand it over to Price, who's back into the ball game. Nearly tipped away, but apparently there was a shot clock issue. Yep, it's stuck on 30. So running it down to 20. Well, I was going to say 20-something. It is precisely on 20. From the top of the key, Price with a miss. Kent grabbing the rebound. Has it top of the key, leans in, left hand, no good. Bourne belongs to Giddens. Price at the timeline, beats it over to Williams. Thrown back out front, and there was nobody to go to for Latrell Sanders. He thought somebody was going to be there, and there wasn't. And it'll be South Georgia Tech with the basketball, nearly halfway through the half. Chris Ballauer, stats, and JUCO football scores coming up at halftime. DeJusa off the window, no good. Williams defended and deflected. Giddens has got it, going to the Coyote into the floor. Shot no good, tipped by Williams, no good. And it'll be Bod with a basketball. Over to Ahmad, steps inside the arc. Long two, too long. Williams will hand it to Price. Into the paint to Williams, backs his way in, shoots over to Jusa, rolls it around the cylinder, and hits it for 2. Top of the key 3. Evans with a miss. Williams with a board. Flips it over to Bibbs. Lost it. Tipped it, but into the hands of Bod. Does a little Euro action. It'll go out of bounds off Williams. Timeout on the floor. 9:18 to play. Half number 1. And the Jets lead at 23-18. 9:18 to play in half number 1. Yeah, you got a one-man band playing for you on a Saturday afternoon, and I missed that change from the end of the first game to the start of this one. You know, the halves. I know you're sitting there going, dude, it's the first, not the second. My apologies. What excuse will do? I mean, if there's one that'll work for you, I'll give it to you. Just multitasking and missed one of my tasks. My apologies. First half action. 9:18 to play. You knew it was low scoring if it was half number 2. Ahmad over to Kent. On the floor with the dribble, the left-hander feeds it to Ahmad, and I think Ahmad stepped out. He walked 2. I don't know which one came first. I guess it was the walk. And it will be Coyote basketball. Inside 9 to play, half number 1. Fed to Williams, and Williams gets the bucket and gets fouled. And has a chance to make it a 2-point ball game.
Foul number 20.
All of our football coverage done.
Team third.
Wrapped up last night with Bayside Academy. Typically we bring you Georgia Military College football, and they are playing Lackawanna today in Pennsylvania, but Lackawanna asked that we not come. Not that they had anything against us. They want to make money off the game. I get that. So they are streaming for a fee. We were streaming for free. They said, can you stay home? We said, do we have to? They said, we'd prefer it that way. We said, okay. So our football coverage wrapped up last night with Bayside Academy losing to Jacksonville. Dropped in by Williams, back to a 2-point game. Got some soccer going on today. We're doing the Gulf South Conference Soccer Championships in Huntsville, Alabama today. The South Atlantic Conference Soccer Championships tomorrow in North Carolina. And then we'll be through with our soccer coverage this year. Got a little volleyball next weekend, again Gulf South and South Atlantic. And then we'll focus on basketball for a couple of months. Giddens putting up the 3 ball. He'll drain it. Coyotes reclaim the lead. Evans walking it down. 7:19 to play in half 1. Little feed to Mamadou, and Mamadou lost it out of bounds. Williams, Johnson, Foreman, all back in. Briefly on the floor was Noah Barnett. He's out, Evans out. Kent out too. Pibbs trying to get it to Giddens. Giddens will get it. Williams nearly took it away. Brings it to the glass, laid it in. Williams committed the foul. And Giddens with an opportunity for 3.
Foul number 2.
26-25 game
Team 4.
here at the hangar in Americus, Georgia. Giddens not able to cap off the 3. Ahmad for 3. A little bit short. Giddens will grab it. Hands it over to Price. Price says, hey, you guys head to the other end of the floor. I'll get there shortly. Williams near the elbow. And you got a jump ball. And the possession arrow will keep it on the Coyote end of the floor. I mentioned Monday, Delgado and Coastal Alabama North. Wednesday, Pearl River and Coastal North in women's basketball. Indian Hill and Coastal North in men's basketball. And then next Saturday, we're back here again, Chat Valley and South Georgia Tech in men's basketball. And that's all right here on JockJive or on our YouTube channel. Into Williams, spin move, shot no good. Rebound belongs to Mamadou. Hands it over to Williams. 3-point Coyote lead, 6.5 to play, half number one. Mamadou. Williams fell down, and Mamadou an easy two to make it a 1-point game. Over it goes to Price. Back out front to Price. Backs it out, sets up the offense for the Coyotes. Evans checking into the sidelines at the next dead ball. Leaning in, Price with a miss. Batting around, Johnson will get it. Nearly taken away by Williams, and then Johnson will lay it in. Into the corner to Williams. Williams at the stripe. Sheldon Williams, 27 points a night. Among the leaders in scoring in the ACCC. The sophomore is second year starting for these Coyotes. Well, I guess technically starting for the Sun Chiefs a year ago. But you know, they've all become Coyotes. Big marketing campaign, an effective one. And you've got Coastal South, a D1 now in the ACCC, while Coastal North is a D2. Come on, dumping into Mamadou. He's trying to flip it over to Johnson, but it's tipped out of bounds by Williams. And Williams will come to the sidelines, get a breather, while Ricky Lovett checks back into the ball game. Ronnie Roberts in two for Coastal Alabama. Evans into Foreman. Back it goes to Mamadou. Other side of the floor, Evans. He'll drain the long three. It is taken away at the elbow. Foreman got it going the other way. Rejected. Able to get up and swat it away was Lovett. And we get inside. 5 to play in the half, and we'll get a media break.
South Georgia Technical College, where we make it happen.
Whether your dream is to become a welder, a nurse, a restaurant owner, electrician, or aircraft mechanic, South Georgia Technical College can help you make it happen. SGTC has over 200 associate degree, diploma, and technical certificate of credit programs of study available. Visit our website at southgatech.edu for more information or to apply, or call 800-928-0283.
So what are you waiting for? Let's make it happen.
And there is Dr. John Watford watching the ball game from his normal perch. But what is a little different is that his wife is not with him. And I overheard a conversation that she apparently is not feeling well, so we definitely wish her the best and hope that she is back right there in that familiar spot soon. Four minutes, 52 seconds left to play in the half. Quick toss from Ahmad. Ahmad with a miss. Board grabbed by Levitt. Levin, right side, goes out front with it to Gibbs. There's a three-pointer en route. Misfiring is Nadaye. Mamadou wrapping it up, gives it over to Johnson. Mamadou bringing it down low, kissed it off the window, wouldn't drop in. Christopher's got it. Nadaye, Evans reaches in, tips it away. Johnson back over to Evans. He'll drop it in for two. Gibbs almost walked with it. Tipped out of bounds, and that will get Mamadou. And a new group of Coyotes coming in, including a new face, Joe Brown. Familiar faces, Sheldon Williams, Josh Price, David Giddens. Bim stays in. Put in play to Price, launches the three immediately. Mamadou tracking down the rebound. Mamadou bringing it to the right side, taking on Sheldon Williams, reaching in Price, trying to take it away. Mamadou gets it back. Evans thought about the three. Baseline feeds to Johnson. He'll shoot the three. He'll knock down the tray. Jets climb out in front by 9. Brown back up front to Bibbs. Williams thought about the three. Bibbs runs into Ahmad, and Ahmad will commit the personal.
Foul number 10, Ahmad.
That is the first foul on Ahmad. And apparently a little moisture on the floor that is going to require that specialized floor mop. They call it a floor mop. That's not what a mop looks like to me. You know, a mop is something you can make a Raggedy Ann doll out of. I mean, not that I would. But, you know, if I had to. That's a mop. That is like a squeegee. .243 to play. Half number 1. Price backs it out to near midcourt. Williams over to Brown, shoots his first of the night and hits it from long range. Johnson pulls up near the elbow. He will pop the 2. Eight-point game, couple of minutes to play in the half. Price working his way to the Coyote end of the floor. Brings it to the paint, feeds inside. Bibbs with a miss. Mamadou with a board. Evans whipping it over to Mamadou. Mamadou wants the big shot and gets it. Back to a 9-point game. These two teams, by the way, will meet in Alabama next month. I think it is a Saturday afternoon game, maybe around the 16th. When these two teams will meet in the newly renovated Coastal Alabama South Gymnasium there in Bay Minette. Mamadou the miss, Brown with a board. Trying to get it to Williams. Instead, Evans has got it. Tries the little Euro and gets it to fall in. Quickly to the other end of the floor. And you got Evans a little gimpy, but he's got ball in hand, so apparently okay. Tosses into the corner. Three-pointer from Javian Woods, not good, but the follow-up is. And the game's first double-digit lead comes inside 30 seconds to play in the half. And Coastal Alabama South calling the timeout. 18 seconds left in half one as the Jets jump out in front by 11.
You've played some travel ball, you've shared the videos. Mom and Dad can only root so much. It's time to get real interest from the colleges and scouts in your area right where you live. That's why the Showcase Series is different. We're not just another tournament, we're an advancement event where you get real-time exposure with live TV coverage of our games that get you seen directly by the coaches you want to impress from anywhere in the world. Register for events at showcaseseries.org. It's your turn at bat.
Shot clock off, 18 seconds left on the play clock, the game clock. Here in the first half. Open lane, Price exploits, hits 2. Evans at the buzzer, no good. And it is halftime. 9-point ball game at the half. And what a battle between these two teams, one out of the ACCC, the other out of the GCAA. The lead has been as much as 11. And at the half, it is 9. We will be talking with that gentleman at halftime. Not live, but pre-recorded. And it's coming up.
South Georgia Technical College, where we make it happen.
Whether your dream is to become a welder, a nurse, a restaurant owner, electrician, or aircraft mechanic, South Georgia Technical College can help you make it happen. SGTC has over 200 associate degree, diploma, and technical certificate of credit programs of study available. Visit our website at southgatech.edu for more information or to apply, or call 800-928-0283.
So what are you waiting for? Let's make it happen.
Well, it is halftime, but we are recording this in advance. It is a conversation with Coach Chris Blower, the head coach at South Georgia Tech. Coach, how are you?
Doing well. How are you doing today?
I am doing good. 3 years now. They're at the helm at South Georgia Tech, but you have been with the South Georgia Tech program longer than those 3 years. But tell us the comfort level. The longer you stay in a particular position, do you feel more comfortable?
You do. It's just a great school itself, and that helps you with becoming comfortable. Probably too comfortable sometimes, my wife tells me. Um, so it's a good thing. It really is. I'm blessed to be where I'm at and be surrounded by a lot of good people.
You know, a coach is always teaching players how to get better at their art, but are players constantly, no matter how many years you coach, are players also kind of teaching you as a coach things that you want to do differently and things you want to perfect?
Oh, definitely. I've always been told if you stop learning, you're in trouble, especially in this profession. Because there's no new ideas really anymore. It's just taking somebody else's idea and putting your spin on it. And so you got to learn constantly. And this group that I have this year, I'm learning a lot every day. They're a fun group to be around, and they keep you on your toes.
First opportunity for me to see them, of course, was this week against Tallahassee Community College. Very impressive win for South Georgia Tech, and it's a good-looking team. Can you compare this team to teams prior? I mean, maybe your first year as head coach or your second year as head coach. Are they similar in any way?
It's much like my second year as a head coach. The team that went to Hutch, very talented group. I hate to use this term, but they're thick as thieves. If you didn't know any better, you would have thought they've been friends for at least 10 years. The way they interact with one another and pick at one another, and they're just like I said earlier, they're a lot of fun to be around, and you got to stay on your P's and Q's with them.
Now, isn't that chemistry so important to a team's success? Because you can have talent and not necessarily be successful. You've got talent and chemistry. Is that a winning combination?
I'm counting on it to be. I think you have to. You have to enjoy being around each other. You're with each other for six months, almost 7 months, if everything goes right. And if you don't like each other, then nothing's going to work out. It's just not going to happen.
You are taking on tough foes again. And in non-conference play, you're going down to the Panhandle. I mean, if you want to take on the toughest teams in the NJCAA, then you're probably going to head to Florida and the Panhandle Conference. And that's what you do. And you see it as a benefit on down the road.
Definitely. You got to prepare your team. You got to be battle tested, is the old saying. And going down there and playing against some of the best teams in the country, some of the best players in the country, is just sets you up for the conference play, in my opinion, and get you ready for whatever you possibly could see in conference. And then if you're lucky enough to get to the national tournament, you can play with those guys because you've done it. And it is a little bit of confidence, but it can backfire too if you don't win a couple of those things.
Well, of course, you played two Panhandle Conference teams thus far, losing to Gulf Coast, knocking off Tallahassee Community College. What did you gain from both? I mean, there can be obviously benefits from a loss. So what was gained from the loss to Gulf Coast and the win over Tallahassee?
I think the loss to Gulf Coast, we learned how we have to play. We played hard, I think, but we didn't play smart. And even in the Tallahassee game, we played a lot smarter than we did in the Gulf Coast game. But we had stretch where I was scratching my head going, really? Is this where we're about to do this again? And but luckily they figured it out, and without me having to call a timeout or anything else. So it's a learning lesson, and I think we learned a lot in just the 3 games we played, and to get us ready for this coming weekend that we have.
What is the goal for Chris Blower? I mean, is it during the 23-24 season, a particular win-loss record? Is it win a conference championship? Is it advancing to the Nationals? What's acceptable to you?
I have two goals, to be honest with you. One, I want all my sophomores to graduate, and I want to be able to put all of them up on our wall as all conference, all academic players. And I have at least one or two that could be academic All-Americans. And that's the first thing. The second thing is I want them to experience the national tournament. It's nothing like it. And it's something you will remember the rest of your life.
I mentioned during the broadcast on Monday that we tend to have the thought that these games that are non-conference are irrelevant, but really when you consider, I know they're relevant from the perspective of preparing a team, but when you consider if you don't win a conference championship, but you've got a good enough record to be considered for an at-large bid, these are the teams, these are the games that those selection committee members look at.
Oh, very much so. And you want to set yourself up for that and give yourself a chance. It's hard, especially coming out of Georgia. It's going to be hard. I'm not saying it's impossible, like a lot of people will say, but it's really hard to get that at-large bid. So you got to have a resume that at least say, hey, look at me.
Deontay Williams on Monday was a really powerful force, especially in the first half. It maybe cooled down a little bit in half number 2, but I don't know that in the second half he came off the floor. How important is he to the success of South Georgia Tech?
He's a huge part of things. He's a returner from last year who missed the last 13 games with a pulled groin. And we were having to play small ball last year, and he was playing the 4 for me. When I recruited him as a point guard. And so this is kind of where I expected him to be last year. And we just didn't have the opportunity. He's the coach on the floor. He's exactly what you want as a head coach. He listens. He thinks the game sometimes too much, if that's a problem. But he knows what I want. He knows how to get guys in position, and his development over the last year has been leaps and bounds, and I'm excited for him.
If there was one thing on Monday night that kind of stood out in the first half, and that was the number of personal fouls for South Georgia Tech. How do you do that balance in that you certainly want a physical team, but how do you balance it with not getting into foul situations? And 2, is it different game to game based on who is actually officiating the game?
I think it is. I hate to say this, but it is different from game to game. The 3 gentlemen we had on Monday, all 3 of them called Division II and some low Division I games, and even a couple mid-major games for one of them. So they understand and kind of let us play a lot on Monday. And to me, that's a benefit to us because I preach, and this sounds bad when I say it, but I preach violence on defense. I want to be physical. I want to have violent hands, and I want to make life to where you just don't want to play us anymore. And I stole that from Calvin Sampson at Houston.
This weekend, it is the Jets Veterans Day Classic. You got Florida Southwestern coming in, Coastal Alabama South will be here, East Georgia State, and obviously South Georgia Tech. So what was the mindset behind putting together a classic for the weekend?
For one, Florida Southwestern hadn't been up here in a while. Coach Murphy's one of the guys that he will travel and come play. A lot of schools in Florida won't come up to Georgia anymore. And I went down there last year and played in their classic, and we had an agreement that he'd return to visit. And so it's always good to have a national program coming in. Like last year, we had Eastern Florida. That's a national program that people know, and you can gain a lot from a win in that situation. And with Coastal Alabama South, Coach Robertson does a great job down there. He's got some players, especially he's got a big kid in Sheldon Williams that's really good. I think he's 3rd in the country in scoring right now, and 2nd or 3rd in rebounding. And so I kind of wanted to challenge my post players as well. And I think he's going to bring that on Saturday when we play them. And then you can't say enough about Florida Southwestern. Division I transfers and JUCO transfers that are all conference from different places, and he does the old reloading every year. You know, he doesn't rebuild; he reloads. Coach Murphy does a great job down there.
I also see that I think you're going to Bay Minette in December to play Coastal Alabama South.
Yes, sir. It was a scheduled game in January, but the way their conference schedule set up, we had to move it to before in December. So it was actually going to be our only road trip of the season where we would stay overnight, which is a first. And my wife was very pleased about that with having a 3-year-old and an 18-month-old that I was going to be home a lot more during this first part of the season. And I just kind of want to get the guys a different look at something. And I know that they're a hard team to beat at home. They don't lose very many games at home. And it's another good challenge for us and to help build our program, build our brand, and get us ready for conference in January.
And as a matter of fact, where Coastal South is concerned, you're coming into a recently renovated gymnasium. As a matter of fact, they're not playing at home until December because the gymnasium is not complete. So you're going to be one of the first visitors to the new complex.
Oh, wow. Coach Robertson didn't tell me that. I knew they were doing some work, but I didn't realize it was to that extent. Wow.
Well, Coach, it's great talking with you again, finding out what's happening with the program. Good luck this weekend in the Jets Veterans Day Classic, and no doubt we'll talk again.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Well, welcome back. It is halftime, and obviously we're at South Georgia Tech, tech, gadgets, that kind of stuff. And that was a ball carrying, I guess, canine? I'm not sure. 40 seconds away from the start of the second half. Let's get a quick look at some stats. There are the team numbers. And actually, Coastal Alabama South, percentage-wise, shooting a little better than South Georgia Tech. South Georgia Tech out rebounding Coastal South by 2. And those stats would indicate a fairly close game, and that's what we have, a fairly close one, but a 9-point home team lead as we get ready for second half action. Well, you saw some of the team numbers. Let's take a look at the individual numbers in the first half. Top scorer for Coastal South was Sheldon Williams with 14. That's about half of what he normally does. 27 a game on average. So he's right on track for another 27-point contest. Top rebounder Giddens with 5. The assist leader Price with 3, most time on the floor. That was Chris Bibbs at a little better than 17 minutes. Meanwhile, for South Georgia Tech, top scorer was Johnson with 9. Mamadou, the top rebounder, with 5. The assist leader, Johnson and Evans, both with 2. Foreman had 3 steals. And Ahmad stayed on the floor for 18 minutes and 17 seconds. Points off turnovers, 3 for Coastal South, 13 for the Jets. Bench scoring about even, 14 for the Coyotes, 15 for the Jets. Largest lead in the first half, 11. That was the Jets when they led at 46-35. There were 3 lead changes and 1 tie. And there you have it. Stats from half number 1. And we've got half number 2 underway. Matching their biggest lead of the contest, Jets with a bucket. Price to bring it in from the near sidelines. Put in play to Sheldon, handed to Price. By the way, I did take a look at some junior college football scores. Iowa Western in the 3rd, leading Hutch for 21-14. A couple of second quarter scores in Mississippi. Colin, 17-zip over Northwest. East Mississippi, 16-0 over Mississippi Gulf Coast. Snow with a 26-13 lead over Monroe. That was in the 4th with about half of the quarter to go. Independence leading Dodge near the half, 7-3. And I think that's got you updated. Gonna lean in and lay in. Price with a bucket. Williams feeding over to Foreman. Foreman to the elbow, goes out to Ahmad. Ahmad to the top of the key, then left side to Williams. Into the paint, rejected by Williams, but Williams got it back. Deontay rejected by Sheldon. Jumper by Foreman, missed. And it is Bibbs with a board. Looking for a little assistance, finds it in the form of Price. Williams will lean in and bank it off the glass. (48-41), 7-point Jet lead. Ahmad lost it. Williams gets it, but he got it laying out of bounds. And it will be Jets basketball after the Jets timeout. Second half action underway. Jets by 7. Always like to give that bench a little love. That's the work bench. Literally. PA scorekeeping, scoreboard controlling, stat keeping. You talk about key ingredients to a success here at the hangar. Got a single game to go on a triple header. Well, we'll give you your money's worth here on JockJive. 3 games for the price of none. It'll cost you a thing to watch basketball here on JockJive. Yeah, I get it. There's some pretty big college football games going on that might distract, but in this day of mobile devices, heck, you can watch on multiple screens. Watch basketball, watch football, and all of that simultaneously. Williams the bucket and got fouled. And he will go to the stripe. I understand Deontay's mom watching in Australia. And we are delighted to have you watching. Get you a little up close and personal with Deontay. The miss. Other end of the floor, and it's jammed in by Bibbs. And we're going to pause in the action. Let's see what that's for. That's perspiration. Well, I'm assuming perspiration. There is some form of moisture on the floor. Well, I've mentioned the story many times before, but it was right there in that area where they're dabbing the floor. And I think it was after a game. I saw a little moisture, but I'm like, hey, that's not enough there to do any damage. I'll just kind of plod through it. No. A man's body is not supposed to bend that way. So, yeah, get all that perspiration, all that moisture off the floor. Lobbed over to Williams, sends it into the corner to Ahmad, launches the three off the side of the backboard, and Bibbs has it. Takes it to the other end of the floor, off the rim. There is a foul on Foreman. And the Coyotes will send Bibbs to the stripe. Four-point ball game, 16-18. Tons of time left in this one. Justin Evans checking into the lineup. Johnson will go out. Got a Justin Evans clip on Twitter you may want to check out. Hashtag JockJive, hashtag SGTC Jets. Find it, like it, love it, retweet it, share it. If you don't mind, that's not a demand, just a request. Top of the key, Williams over to Ahmad. Foreman down low into the corner to Evans. Trying to rattle it in. It comes out and Williams will grab it. Price took a chair while dribbling, maintained the dribble. Little Harlem Globetrotters move. And is tipped away out of bounds. Last touch to Jet. Price putting it in play. Off the glass for Williams. Evans working into the right corner. Out front it will go to Williams, and Williams for two. Price picking up the dribble. Humberton and Dye, and that will go out of bounds off Evans. Inside 15, the first dead ball's taking us to the media timeout. And the Jets up by a possession.
And just a reminder, you can register for spring semester any weekday, Monday through Friday, except the week of Thanksgiving when most of us will be on break.
A little less than 15 to play. But a 3-point ball game doesn't give us any indication as to who is going to take this one home. Both teams looking for their 4th win of the year. Nadaye with a 3. And we are knotted up at 52. We were tied at 6. And now again at 52 each. Williams over to Evans. Leans in. And is tipped out of bounds, and Foreman did it. So the Coyotes with a basketball back and a chance to reclaim their first second-half lead. Down by 9.5 and went down by 11 at one point. But if knotted it up, it is stolen away. Williams just picked the pocket. Couldn't get it to drop, but did draw the foul. Price picking up his second foul. And that has got Deontay Williams, who's got 11 points in the game at the stripe, looking to add more. Williams averaging 15 a game. And it would appear at this point he's going to have that and then some in this one. Second shot good too. It's a 2-point ball game. Price working into the left side. Brings it into the paint, trying to get it over to Bibb. Stolen away. Foreman's got it. Weaves in and out of the arc. Jammed in by Williams. Did I mention that he'll probably have 15 in the game? Still got 13:48 to play, and he's there. Launching the 3 ball is David Giddens. And South within 1. Evans for 3. Off the rim. That'll go out of bounds. And South with a basketball and a chance to claim a lead. Into the ball game, Latrell Sanders for Coastal South. And Sheldon Williams has come back into the game too. Tipped out of bounds. Johnson tipping it away from Sanders. In play to Evans. Mamadou back over to Evans in the corner. Into the paint. Johnson trying to get it over Williams. Mamadou had it, lost it. Giddens has it. Johnson trying to take it away. Giddens will maintain possession. And now you got a jump ball, and the possession arrow keeps us on this end of the floor. Got Giddens. I don't know if he is chastising himself or somebody else. In play to Williams. If my often feeble memory serves me correctly, Coastal South won the ACCC last year. Took a trip to Hutch, where all the teams play in the Nationals. Williams with a miss. Rebounded by Johnson. Over it goes to Evans. Williams spinning. bringing it to the paint, floats it to the hoop. The other Williams, the Sheldon Williams, getting the rebound. Still a 1-point game. Sanders across the mid part of the floor over to Giddens. Ndiaye off on the 3 try. It is tipped into the hands of Evans. Mamadou to Williams. They'll bank it off the glass and rim for 2. The lead is 3. Drive to the glass, Sanders, and that's going to be a goaltend on Johnson. He was headed towards the cylinder. He stepped in to tip it away. A goaltend makes it a 1-point game. Johnson top of the key. Not quite halfway through the second half. Got the look he wanted from the spot he wanted and the 2 he wanted. Back to a 3-point advantage, Jets. Over to Williams to Ndiaye. Slips, gets it to Joe Brown, who has checked into the game. Brown to the glass, has 3 on a 3, misses the 2. Second try for a 2, no good, but he's fouled.
Foul on number 2, Deontay Williams.
Deontay Williams picking up his 3rd personal. And Joe Brown will shoot, averaging 3 a game. Already has 3 on a 3, shooting for his 4th now after the miss on the front end of 2. One of 2 goes Brown. Amon into the corner to Williams. Brings it to the top of the key, fires a shot to Amon. That'll go out of bounds. Amon touching it last. Here comes Evans into the ball game. And Amon will go to the sidelines. Grabs him a little Gatorade or Powerade, whichever it might be. It's in a Gatorade cooler. Of course, that doesn't mean it's Gatorade. But it's full of those, electrolytes, whatever it is that needs replacing when you perspire. And you got a foul on Foreman. Second foul on Foreman. In a 60-58 game. A game that was featured a couple of times. At 6, at 52, and running out of times to put it in play is Bibb. And now it'll be South Georgia Tech putting it in play. Well, good to be back at the hangar. I'm not sure how many years now we have been bringing you South Georgia Tech basketball. If I had to guess, I'd say around 4 or 5 years. Thanks to President John Watford and all the folks here. Started when James Frey was the head coach and AD. He's moved on to New Mexico State and continues into a 4th or 5th year. We appreciate the folks here. And we get to work with some great people. They're pretty much across the board. Dropped in by Williams. Knotted up at 60. Ties at 6:52 and 60. Foul called on Foreman. Timeout on the floor, Jets 60 each with 9:27 to play.
Foul was on number 0, Cameron Bowman, his third.
South Georgia Technical College, where we make it happen.
Whether your dream is to become a welder, a nurse, a restaurant owner, electrician, or aircraft mechanic, South Georgia Technical College can help you make it happen. SGTC has over 200 associate degree, diploma, and technical certificate of credit programs of study available. Visit our website at southgatech.edu for more information or to apply, or call 800-928-0283.
So what are you waiting for? Let's make it happen.
Enjoying their basketball. And they do have a sign. I have not read what the sign says or to whom it is directed. Great to have you in the hangar, though. America's Georgia. Enjoying some popcorn and basketball on the other side of the floor. $9:22 to go in the game. Third tie at 60. Over to Nadaye. Takes a left turn to the hoop. And there's a foul on the floor. It'll be charged to Evans.
Foul on number 23, Justin Evans, his first, team 6.
Well, guess who doesn't agree? Justin Evans is like, I didn't do it. The official said, well, we think you did. And there's the first Coyote lead of the second half. Amon coming in, Foreman going out. Nadaye, 4 points in the ball game, averaging 11. Short on the second of two. Amon's got it, hands it over to Williams. Turnaround jumper, Johnson. Rebounded by Brown. Price with it near the mid part of the floor. Williams defending. Brown with the screen. Pims working his way to the paint, to the hoop. Off rim and glass. Able to track it down in the corner is Evans. Williams going to Amon. Flips it over to Evans. Evans with 9 in the game. Johnson flipping it to Amon. Mamadou back into the ballgame down low. Evans launching the three ball short. Amon's got it off the glass, but too strong. Mamadou is knocked down. And it'll be Sheldon Williams that commits the foul. Mamadou headed to the stripe. Eventually. Got some perspiration, got some moisture on the floor. Sheldon Williams will work on clearing things up. Inside 8 to play. Last of the Jets Veterans Day Classic, but not the last of Jets Veterans Day basketball. Got the Lady Jets coming up next, taking on Chad Valley. And that is slated for a 5 p.m. start. I'm thinking it might be a smidge late getting started. 37 minutes until 5 o'clock. We might get our 7:58 done in, 15 minutes? That might get things underway like it's supposed to at 5. We'll see. Bibbs to Williams. Out front, it'll go to Price. Wide open is Williams. And shoots an air ball on the 3. Maybe sometimes you're just too wide open. You're used to shooting with some congestion or a contested 3. Over to Evans. Flips it to Mamadou. Brown steps out to defend. Mamadou brings it closer. And he's hooked by Brown. That'll be the first on Brown. And that is the 5th on the Coyotes, which would mean a non-shooting foul. I think Mamadou's trying to plead his case that he was in the act of shooting. The officials don't think so. In play to Ahmad. Brings it out of the corner. Evans to the stripe. Shoots the 2. He's got an 11 in the game. Joins double-digit scores for the Jets. Johnson and Williams the others. Price picking up the dribble. Over to Giddens and then Bibbs. Williams with it down low. Taking on Mamadou. Over goes to Giddens. Back to Williams off the glass. Evans with a loose ball. Williams the miss. Brown the rebound. Flipped over to Brown by Price. Brown with a miss on the 3-point try. Amon got a hand on it. Price gets the rebound. Bibbs back over to Price. He's got it at the timeline. Gives to Giddens. Back over to Brown. Williams from the elbow. He's got it. And the Williams total grows to 22 in the game. The lead in for 2. Johnson, 15. A 3-point game with 5:15 to play. Going to Joe Brown. Works it to the paint, leans in, banks it off the glass. It's a 1-point game. Evans with it, top side. Into the corner to a wide open Deontay Williams for three. Price to the timeline. Couple of guys ready to enter the game. One Coyote, one Jet. Tracked down in the corner by Mamadou. Handed over to Williams. He'll go into the corner to Evans, bringing it baseline. Lost, Brown's got it. Other end of the floor, Bims, the lay-in. And immediate timeout at the 4:07 mark. In a 2-point contest, 2-3-1 Jets and Coyotes.
Get in and get early. Even if you're from out of state, if you're from Alabama, we have dorms. You can live here and commute home on the weekend. And I guarantee you that you will have no student loan when you graduate from South Georgia Tech. And I guarantee you that we are less expensive than Auburn and Alabama. So come on and register with us. Spring semester 2024.
.407 to play. And I can assure you the lead is not comfortable. 2-point advantage. That is thrown away. Hibbs has got it. Chance to tie, maybe take the lead, depending on shot selection for the Coyotes. And the shot clock's at 29, so that's got to be bumped. And let's see what they're going to bump it down to. They settle on 24. In play to Williams. Williams averaging 27 a night. That's 22 currently. Gins to Bims, hands it over to Williams. Williams will spin, shoot off the glass for two. And we've got our fourth tie. 6:52, 60, and 69. Come on with a rejection. Bims the board. Well, Coastal South has already played one OT game in this Veterans Day Classic. Will they play another? Giddens dropping in the three. Fed down low, Mamadou, the miss from short range, tipped out of bounds. And Mamadou touched it last. In play to Bibbs. Tipped away, diving for the loose ball. Williams coming up with it. Over to Johnson, into the corner. Three-pointer for Ahmad. Tied at 72. To the other end of the floor, Ntaye from the corner. No good, Ahmad's got it. Back it goes to Johnson, lost it. Bibbs will take it. Over to Giddens. He'll lay it up, he'll lay it in. Stepping out of bounds is Ahmad. Coyotes have got it back. 74-72. Over it goes to Bibbs, to Giddens, to Price. Williams taking it baseline and lays it in. 26 for the guy that averages 27. .2 possession lead, the steal. Bibbs. And now the Coyotes trying to run a little time off the clock. Timeout on the floor. Coastal South. 1 minute to play in a 4-point contest. Two little ladies that have been here the entire day. When I got here this morning at about 11, they were here shooting hoops. I'm sure they're working on the iPad, analyzing the plays, breaking it down. Focused on basketball. With a minute to go. Put in play to Giddens. Back it'll go to Price. Big possession. Jets need a stop. Williams from the elbow. Short. Mamadou's got it. Ahmad fires into the corner. Three-pointer off the mark. It will go out of bounds off of a Coyote. And we'll get another timeout with 30 seconds remaining. $30 left. 4-point ball game. Coyotes with a lead. Jets with a basketball. Big possession for South Georgia Tech. Needing points this possession. put in play from the corner. Leaning in, the look, the miss. Williams with a chance, just couldn't get it to fall. Johnson picking up a foul that's got Bibbs shooting. Well, here officially the shot clock is off. So we'll take down our shot clock and leave you just game clock. Nadaye coming out, Brown coming in for Coastal South. It is still a 2-possession game and will be no matter what happens on the Bibbs shot. And now if you are the Jets, you got to have a pair of threes. Over goes to Johnson. Back into the corner. Three-pointer off the rim for Williams. Lob to Bibbs. Misses the jam. Brown's put back is good. And that is your ball game. It goes final 80-72. Coastal Alabama South improving to 4-1. Jets will fall to 3-2. Got a game to go. Ladies basketball coming up, and it looks like we will get things underway on time. At 5 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Central. Lady Pirates, Lady Jets. The Jets Veterans Day Classic is over, but the basketball from the hangar is not. We'll see you in 20. For all the folks with South Georgia Tech and JockJive, I'm Robert Williamson. So long, everybody.